Bonjour à tous. Nous sommes ici pour cette dernière journée de la Conférence internationale sur la migration, sur la mobilité humaine en Afrique. Et Moges Kidane, qui vient d'Éthiopie, catholique d'Éthiopie. Et Madame Béatrice Gagnon, qui travaille à l'Est. Bien, alors la première intervention.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, before I start my presentation, I would like to say thank you to the organizer of this conference for giving us the chance and to come here and present about the migration in Ethiopia. My presentation is going to focus in giving you some background information about Ethiopia. I'm sure you know about Ethiopia, but I'm going to give you information which is related to migration. And I'm going to talk about the status of migration in Ethiopia. I'm going to talk also the roots, how the migrant is living from Ethiopia, and the refugees also coming to Ethiopia. I'm going to mention also what are the main causes of migration. And then I'm going to give you some highlight on the means of financing this migration, especially those who are migrants, how are they getting the money, how are they paying the money. And then I'm going to talk about the impact of migration at the society level and the state level. Finally, I am going to discuss about what is the church on this issue. I'm going to talk about some challenges and finally on conclusion. Of the fertility of our people, a mother, according to the statistics, can give up to her end of her age 5.3 children. And when we talk about the population growth rate, it is about 2.89%, which was the statistics in 2014. Any number greater than 2 is always to contribute to increase of the population growth, while 2 is 2% of that of replacement, as you know. While this situation, Ethiopia is aspiring to be in the middle income countries by 2025. I don't know how that could be realized, but this is the plan. At the same time, as you all know, Ethiopia is one of the countries highly affected by the climate change. These are the statistics that I want to use so that you can consider when we talk about the cause of migration. In the status of migration in Ethiopia, as you know, the Horn of Africa is a unique migration challenge. A lot of people flowing to the east, the north, to the south. Every month there are thousands of irregular migrants and asylum seekers to try to cross borders because of conflicts, drought, economic difficulties. There are many youngsters being trafficked and smuggled as a migrant. Ethiopia is one of the sources of trafficking in person and also smuggling of migrants. It is a very painful consequence, as you all know. Over 75,000 Ethiopians migrated to Yemen in 2014, last year. They are being smuggled by boat along the Red Sea from Gulf of Aden by paying to smugglers. It is also 17 to 20,000 of migrants are going to illegally to South Africa. In overall, 1.5 million people illegally left the country between 2008 and 14. You can imagine, if you think of a country like Djibouti, the whole people is leaving the country except the prime minister and the president, means. You can see that how, but because of the big population that we have, it might be, the statistics might be 2%. Before October 2013, there was a labor migration to the Middle East. Daily, 1,500 Ethiopian migrants as a daily worker were going to the Middle East with 400 authorized international placement agencies, which many of them are false agencies, by the way. Close to 70,000 migrants legally, they move per month to the Middle East through the Ethiopian Airlines, from Addis. If you just look at the IOM report, you can see that in the Middle East, especially in Yemen and neighboring countries, 480,000 registered migrants were in Yemen and Saudi Arabia and the neighboring countries. Ethiopia is also facing not only migrants leaving the country, but also returnees. You might remember in January 2014, undocumented laborers from Saudi Arabia was rejected to go back to the country, which was counted about 157,242 Ethiopians. They were returned to Addis Ababa by air. When we see the age group of these people, 15 and 34 years of age, as I told you in the statistics, in the area where is the youngest population. When you see also to some of the statistics, Ethiopians are not among the 20 asylum seekers of origin. But you can see that Eritrea is among the 5 top asylum seekers. In one report, the ambassador of Austria said, after these asylum seekers, actually 40% of them are Ethiopians. Because, as a country, as a safe country, no country is going to give them asylum, if they are going to say an Ethiopian. Because we are of the same people, the same identity, you can see that the Ethiopians are also taking with the Eritreans, This is what the situation looks like. When I just go to where are these people starting from, especially when we talk about the source of migration within the region in Ethiopia. There are about 5 areas mostly people are migrating from. If you take the southern route, mostly they are from southern part of Ethiopia who are traveling to South Africa. North and the center and the east, the north and the center, they mostly go to Europe, and the northern part, they take the northern route. From the east, mostly, dominantly from Islamic religion areas, mostly they try to go to the Middle East because of the connections, the chance to go to Jeddah for the holy pilgrimage and so and so. Maybe to make clear for you the direction of the migration, there are 4 routes known in the study. One is the southern route, that is the regular migration of Ethiopians to South Africa, through Moyale on the border to Kenya. They pass through Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Malawi, and they reach to South Africa in some cases. In the same cases also from Tanzania, they shift to Mozambique and Zimbabwe, and they go to South Africa. There is an eastern route. The eastern route is especially to the Saudi Arabia and the Middle East and the neighboring countries. They take the port of Bosaso. Bosaso is a putland in Somalia. And also they walk until the border through Sudan to Europe. The so-called legal route from so Bahrain, they move to that. These are the 5 routes that we. Especially the failure in schools, avoiding a dependence in the family, limiting strong desire to be rich, to be changed, having success stories. This is also another reason. Origin of where from other destination, they are telling payments done in Christian and Muslim religions. Within that, it's working also, advocating as a pioneer in on migration. Regarding the establishment of the focal offices, providing projects related to social development. We have about food security, poverty, and employment, other related issues, which is close to 500 million US dollars intervention in all over together. In terms of prevention, the church is doing a need assessment specifically need to mobilize people, so that the negativity of migrants in host countries and transit countries can be reduced. I'm sure we are not effectively used also our structures. Are really properly, effectively is working. Therefore, I think there is a need to strengthen the networking within.
Que ça... Et vous avez parlé de l'expérience avant de partir. Décisions concrètes et aussi des actions pour combattre les causes de la migration comme l'éducation et la création de travail et de meilleurs pour les gens. Merci, pardon pour si j'étais plus long de notre orateur. Et maintenant, alors, Béatrice Giconchio, Jésus de Repubblica. À vous la parole.
Good morning. I don't know whether it is still morning. Last but not least, I get to present the experience of Jesuit refugee service in Eastern Africa. And my presentation is focused more on refugees, the Jesuit refugee service. I get to know what or who is working to respond to the needs of refugees. Because not all migrants become refugees, but at least we have this service is, and I'll talk briefly about different activities that we do, accommodations for the church, being a part of the church. And so a work of the Society of Jesus, which is a religious order of priests. We do different are psychosocial in nature, and we also and in all the activities in specific countries, political oppression has produced quite a number of refugees from Ethiopia. When Uganda started, Ugandan refugees came into Kenya and to other places. We have environment. There was a severe drought in came out, and I remember this is the time Dolo be opened. Extremist movement in Eastern Africa, Al-Shabaab has really caused displacement. And a lot of Somali refugees currently are coming out because of Al-Shabaab. What is unique about this is that they are attacked within their own countries by this particular group of terrorists. And when they come out, they're still a target in the countries of destination. So it's quite a tricky issue. Economic and development issues, extreme poverty are also causes of displacement, and forced military recruitment in Eritrea has led to the country gaining a reputation as one of the largest producing countries. In northern Ethiopia, there's a camp, Mayaine camp, that is hosting Eritrean refugees. It is said that more than 80% of residents of that camp are less than 18 years. It's the youngest camp. You go there and all you see are children, unaccompanied. They've left their families back home because they are running away from forced recruitment. And once they get recruited in the military, it is indefinite. You don't know when you're ever going to leave. You're not even. So this is one of the biggest sources of this in this region. So as an internally displaced persons, in one of the northern states, Maban County, we have a situation where the camps there and discovered there were and nobody was supporting them. So we ended up displaced people. And how come we are talking about refugees in South Sudan? There are a lot of Sudanese refugees from Blue Nile and South Kordofan who come into South Sudan. They come into South Sudan and then they find themselves caught between two wars. This war in South Sudan, they've run away from war. I'm telling you, it's terrible. On the other side of South Sudan, who came back after the supporting education in general. So we also give teacher training, take to Uganda and Kenya for teacher training so that they can, and we also support girls' education. All manner of people in displacement or after displacement. When travel from their countries of to house them. So is a big problem. Even when they have know how the camps look like. They live in terrible small tents, a whole family sometimes, and they're not fit for human habitation. They face a lot of, in a lot of countries, with the exception they have to run a business, it would have to be in hidden areas, and once you're caught, you're charged. You've come from DR Congo, you don't speak economic hardships are really a big problem. Harassment and extortion by police. This is the And then denial of identification. These are issued by the government. Kin killed. They suffered sexual violence, either from their countries of origin, on their way out, and even in the countries of and 50%, a big suffered this. When they get to their place of destination, there's a lot of this is made by current happenings where terror attacks have made refugees look like part of it. So, for example, in Kenya, when Westgate and thereafter Garissa University were attacked, the government, of course, felt the need to control the movement of refugees. Of course, refugees were not involved. Up to now, there has been, investigations have not shown that refugees have been involved, but yeah, actually within the communities in transport, and so it has even worked, because you really have to deal with xenophobia for you to be able to work. Then, of course, in all the countries, refugees are required to live in camps. And for some of the refugees, you probably have a medical issue that cannot be get to in the camp hospitals or clinics. Food is always in short supply. Healthcare is allowed a place to live so that we can introduce them to the neighbors. We can ensure they and so when their turn comes to animate mass, refugees themselves to do the displaced people. They know what their needs are, and so at every stage pointed a few. You do not want to violate the government.
Les groupes de support psychologique et social, le problème des enfants qui ont un problème de retard mental aussi, et que vous assistez. Le service, en particulier l'éducation, et l'enseignement linguistique et la construction des bâtiments pour l'hospitalité et même
Je suis aumônier des ports, c'est le marin que je gère. Je travaille également dans la pastorale des migrations. Je n'ai pas eu de grande expérience. 10 ans que j'ai fait de la pastorale scalabrinien, mais je suis fils de la charité. Alors, j'ai une obsession. Depuis 10 ans, migratoire, j'ai participé peut-être à plus de 5 dans ces colloques, non pas sur les migrants, mais sur et ce que je constate à toutes les conférences, ce sont les mêmes questions qui sont discutées. Ceux qui participent dans les réunions des colloques, souvent ce sont des pères qui viennent des messages et des travaux. Peut-être que c'est l'occasion aussi d'interpeller les parce que si ce sont des gens qui viennent participer et après il n'y a pas d'application, qui permettra 50 colloques, ce sera les mêmes applications. Maintenant, je voulais m'adresser au je voulais que le comment, si c'est possible, sur ce que fait le Shéam au niveau de l'Union africaine. C'est qu'en 2009, le Shéam a envoyé un rapport dans toutes les conférences épiscopales vous en avez besoin. Alors, jusqu'à aujourd'hui, nous avons le Shéam. Si le Père le leur renvoie, mais après, on ne sent
the church in Lebanon, and then try to support these workers there. This is how it's established. It's a project, we call it a cross-border project, where still it is active, and even it is trying to link with the origins of those people who are going there, migrating, trying to do some project in those areas. And there is a feedback always, and we, until the ban, the ban of. Therefore, now there are 6 prepare those youngsters who want to go to any work as a labor migrant. Therefore, I think the priests are helping them, so that they heal. Focus on areas where you need to make change. The positive thing is taken, positively, but we more focus how to solve the problem that we have. And definitely, I mention how crisis in the migration crisis, and there are so many things done, and to the extent that it is influencing the and even so that people movement can be respected and the rights of people respecting.
Kakuma, the presence of or the work of the parish of Don Bosco. I want to say that Don Bosco is one of the parishes that we work with in Kakuma. We have a big outreach with Bosco, and in many other places where we go, there's always a pastoral. For example, in Maban County in South Sudan, the JRS team there has totally revived the church in Maban. There was no church.
L'Église d'Afrique qui devrait rentrer sur Dakar pour aller préparer la rencontre sur Alun Diop, les prêtres noirs s'interrogent, qui va commencer à partir de lundi. Donc il est excusable, mais il a fait l'effort d'y arriver. Mais Imbissa, vous recevez une réponse la veille qui vous dit que non, mon confrère qui vit avec moi est malade, je ne peux pas venir. C'est pratiquement l'évangile. Hein? à Messéa. Frère Dinon me dit, mais à la dernière minute, je reçois une lettre d'excuse qui me dit qu'il ne pourra plus venir comme secrétaire général de cette région. Vous savez que l'évêque diocésain, donc vous voyez bien qu'il est absent. Là, c'est